Hi, this is Sergio Lujan, and this is the Sergio Lujan Show. Yes, it is. It's amazing. We're living in some extraordinary times. Extraordinary. From the previous week, we had 3 million people file for unemployment. Now we went to 6 million. We doubled like that in a week. This is unprecedented. The way we're headed, we're going to surpass the Great Depression. So in crisis times, you have to shift. That's what this show is all about. How to help you make shifts during this time of crisis. What makes me so qualified? Okay, I'm glad you asked. Number one, the more you live and the longer I've learned, the longer you live and the things that happen to you that you go through make you who you are. So I'm not ashamed to tell you that within the first, I think it was about 7 years of getting married, I got married early at age 22. By year 7, I had filed BK. As a matter of fact, folks, I filed twice in my lifetime. The first one, 7 years after marriage, it was related to medical bills. My wife became very ill, and by the time that everything was all said and done and she recovered, she miraculously recovered from it during the birth of our first child. We had over close to $1 million in debt, medical debt. And so we struggled, we labored over it, and it made sense to file at that time. Then fast forward another 12, 14 years, then the Great Recession comes, and boom, guess what happened? Again, this one was more my fault. This is where I'm going to be honest with you. This one was more related to me and the mistakes I made, making poor decisions on investing in property that I shouldn't have, and being overzealous with a market that was increasing. And due to the fact that I had started a new career and I got into the mortgage business, that's what I do. I'm a lender by trade. And then I made poor decisions. I didn't have the right mentorship. My fault. But I've learned from that, and since then I've been able to help a lot of other people avoid making bad mistakes. And so that's what this show is about. It's about helping you make good decisions during crisis. It's going to encourage you. It's going to help you to see the world slightly differently. Some of it will help you develop wealth for the future, and also how to manage yourself right now during a crisis. Because I've lived through crises. I have in my own personal life. Like I said, the Great Recession, my wife battling illness over many years, and how that's affected my business and how I've had to endure. So I know a thing or two about crisis management, and I know that that'll help some people as we go through this process. So I'm excited that I can share this with you. This is a new experience for me. Naturally and innately, I'm kind of a reserved person. I'm very introverted, but due to this economic times that we ran into, just like that, I couldn't meet with people on a one-on-one basis. So now I have to reach my constituents, people that I work with, partners, potential clients. I have to now meet them this way. So I'm excited about this new challenge. It is a challenge, and that's why I have good people around me that are helping me and are supporting me in this endeavor. So thanks for watching. Please, if this content helps you, if it helps you in any way, or you want to share it with someone, please like the video. Comment on the video. You'll see the question of the day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you share it. So that'll help me with this process as we move forward. So that said, the CARE Act of 2020 is here. It rolled out this week officially. And what we've got some benefits here. Number one, if you're self-employed, and by the way, my realtors, which tend to make the majority of my base that I work with, small businesses, realtors, you're eligible for these stimulus packages. So I'm not going to go deep into these. There's an EIDL. That's a great one. That's an automatic. You can apply for that one. It's a quick application. I did it. I was done. It took me about 30 minutes. And you can do it very quickly. It'll get you in line for the process. There's a $10,000 loss of, kind of like, it's basically a loss of income. There's 880 pages, I believe, 820 pages that make up this law. I haven't gone through everything yet, but there's information, there's a benefit there for my realtor partners. you can apply for this particular grant / loan. You'll see what I mean when you get into it, and that'll help your business. So number 2, there's also the PPL, and that's the payment protection loan. That's another type. Remember, that's a loan. That's another type of program. There'll be links in the description that'll help you, that'll guide you and take you to the place where you have to go to apply. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm easy to get a hold of at Instagram, The Real Sergio Lujan, and you can also reach out to me via Facebook. I also have a Facebook page. You can find me. There'll be links in the description as we begin to really build out this channel, because I'm getting a lot of feedback, a lot of positive. The content that I'm putting out and the advice that I'm giving, not only during the video but after the video is shot, is really invaluable. 2 stories. This past week I met with 2 business owners who are clients of mine. I've helped them in the past with a commercial loan and also residential loan. We were going through the whole process. We had already started to apply, and then SBA changed the rules because we applied before March 30th, and then they changed the rules and they came out with a new application, so we had to start the process over. So a little tip there: if you started the application before March 30th, guess what? You have to do it again. So that's important. Keep that in mind. So I just want to let you know, those are the 2 types of programs that you can apply, that apply specifically to my realtor partners, the EIDL and then the PPL. So that's important. Now, going to the next topic that I wanted to cover today, your IRS. Make sure for those that you're eligible for your IRS. We all are as citizens. There's a threshold at $75,000 for single and then up to $149,000 for marrieds. If you're underneath those thresholds, you'll find a link in the description, by the way. You can also, what will also happen there is that you'll be eligible for the $1,200 per adult in the household, and then $500 for each child. So these are big stimulus checks, relatively speaking, of the nature that we really haven't seen before. We had some smaller ones in 2008, 2009, but these are the first type of this size that we've had since then. So there's also help on the way there. Make sure that you file 2018 and or you file 2019. If you haven't, then there is a website that you can go. IRS partnered with the Intuit, and they now have a website where you can go in. If you haven't filed or you don't plan to file 18 and 19, then you can type in and you can actually send them your information. That's a big deal. So the IRS has gotten friendlier and friendlier over the years. I know since I started dealing with them, they've gotten much, much more friendly, and now they're really partnering with American companies to make the process of filing your taxes, and in this case, navigating through this crisis a little easier. So kudos to you, IRS. So I promised you I would take a little survey last week of what's the pulse? What's the pulse out there? I talked to about 15 realtors. It's a small sampling, but it's still a sampling. And what I'm getting is, here's the situation. People are still making offers. They're fighting for, believe it or not, as much as 5 offers on a home. What's happening is that there's less homes for sale right now. Why? It makes sense. Why? If you're concerned about a crisis, you have a pandemic, you don't want people walking, through your home. So sellers have, I know at least two or four properties that have been taken off the market due to the pandemic. But the ones that are for sale, they have very strict rules. You have to have, certain criteria that your broker that's working with you is going to have a certain addendum that you're going to have to sign. Both you and the seller are going to have those addendums signed so that you can access the home in a safe manner. So what's happening is, people are making offers, but they're subject to inspections. As an example, another way of making offers that it's happening is sight unseen. That means they just go by the information they see on a computer, and the virtual tours and the walkthrough tours. So people are also making, and then drive-bys. You can drive by. So they're also doing sight unseen. That's also subject to inspection. So in today's world, people still have to move. Military folks are getting transferred. You're having people move, cross country, job related. It's happening, age related. If you're getting too old, you have to move into a home, senior home, or move with your kids. Things are happening. They continue to happen. So the good news is that it seems like, even though we've lost a lot of listings, it seems like the people's need to move is still there, and they're willing to still go through the process and even get into escrow. So that's encouraging. That doesn't mean that escrows are up, they're actually down, but there's still activity there. So we'll deal with the question of the day in a minute. So that's good news. That's really good news that there is some level of activity there. I saw listings being taken this week, and people are making virtual tours. So if you want to start a business, here's a tip. You know, any type of virtual tours that you can do, it's a great side hustle. If you have the trust of a real estate agent in your family or your circle, that could be a good business to start nowadays. Little tip there. So besides that, the next question is, or the next topic is related with the recovery. What type of recovery will we have? Because we know we're going to be affected. That's not even a question. This is unprecedented numbers. So will it be a U recovery? Will it be a V recovery? Or will it be a W? And a W is like, if you think of the letter W, there's a down, up scenario. We're hoping that's not the case. We're hoping it's a V recovery, where if you look at the letter V, it's a steep decline and a steep uprise. And hopefully we don't spend much time at the bottom. But it's still a work in progress. This can take up to 18 months, economists are saying, from the beginning of it to the bottom to the increase, just because of the nature of the economy. It's so large, and imagine trying to turn a ship. You can't turn a ship on a dime like you can a little boat, little speedboat. To turn a ship takes time, and so the same thing is happening with our economy as time goes on. So this is, remember, all of this is my opinion based on what I'm reading. I'm not an economist per se. I am someone that's in the trenches. I deal with people every week from all levels of our economy, small business, business owners, entrepreneurs, teachers, police officers. So I get to see and touch a lot of different people. So I can see that in the end, it could very well be the longer we're out of work and the economy slowing down, it's going to take at least 2 to 3 times as much time as it took to slow down to come back. So it's very interesting what's happening there. It's what type of recovery will we have? It's going to come down to one of those 3 letters. The U with the extended time period, that's the one we had in the recession. So remember, we have V, we have U, and then we have W. So we'll talk more about that later. But for now, that's on the recovery side of things. So batten down the hatches is true. We have to be prepared. So having said that, we're back to the stimulus package. There'll be links in the description. You'll be able to go there and look at them, and then from there take the next step and apply. That'll be the next step. There's EIDL, the PPL, and then there's the stimulus package with the IRS. So I just want to make sure I'm covering all my notes today. Yep, I had a lot to share. When it comes to these things, there's so much information that's happening. Top question of the week. Here's the question of the week. I've got, should I be buying a home during this time of crisis? It's a good question. Should you be looking to buy real estate or sell real estate during this time of crisis? The answer is it depends. And it depends on this. It really comes to, do you have a safe employment? Are you being affected? Will your industry be affected during this time of economic slowdown? That's a big question. Only you guys can answer that as a family. If the answer is no, I think I'm going to be okay. I think we're going to be fine. Then the reality is, like I met with someone this week, they said, Sergio, we're paying someone else's mortgage. So you're right. So whether you do it now or you do it a year from now, it's up to you. You decide. But the good news is we have programs that are in place that will lend you up to 100% of the value of a home. And they're still running. Thank God they're still working. Those programs are active. We have about at least 5 different ones that I can tell you right off the bat that are fully funded. You come in with as little as maybe down payment, not down payment, but your earnest money deposit, and not even the appraisal. We pay for the appraisal. So you're looking maybe with $2,000 you could buy a home. As little as $2,000 you can actually buy a home nowadays, because we have programs that provide 100% of the down payment. So that is encouraging. So we've got the down payment. As long as you have a strong score, it's about 660 or above, and then you're ready to purchase, meaning you're in the right frame of mind. You believe you have a good steady income, and the probability of you making it through this downtime of this COVID, it will be okay. Then guess what? If you're paying someone else's mortgage, maybe it's time to pay your own. So still a good time to buy. It just depends on where you are in your life and how confident you feel about your job situation, because that's what it comes down to. So this week, yesterday, I called a friend who's a realtor. I said, hey, how are you? Just checking up on you. How are you doing? Her particular buyer that she was helping was having issues with a large institution, a large bank. They were having issues. They were a little shaky. They were questioning her because of some child support that she couldn't quite fully document. There was a seal missing on the final child support documentation. And so thankfully I called her just to say, hello, how are you? And she said, Sergio, I'm besides myself. I can't believe this is happening. We're in danger of this escrow falling out. Now, we don't know yet, but I believe we have a strong case. Now, the way we're building this particular loan package, now they'll be able to, if all goes well, stay tuned. I'll let you know the next video if we were able to help this family. But people are getting into homes. Don't let the news scare you away from making that next move. So that's important to cover that, because we have to keep a cool head. Next video, we'll be covering some other things about side hustles. I've got like the top 10 jobs that you should be looking at if you need a side hustle or you need to replace an income that you've lost. That's the next step as well. So for now, that kind of covers it. Oh, I missed one. Unemployment. If you have been laid off, unemployment insurance has been extended, and it's also being offered to those of us that are 1099 individuals, like real estate agents as well, and other consultants. You can actually apply as well. There's a special provision now that's been created for that class of people, which I've been a part of for many years. So that's really good news, because that didn't exist before. So you go to your state, in this case California, because that's where this majority of you are watching. Go to California, you'll get more information. I'll put a link in the description so that you can see kind of like where to go. That'll help you as well. So we have a lot of sources that are coming out now through the federal government and through the state and the counties that they want to help you. They want to help you during this time of crisis. I'm just fortunate enough that I'm on the front of this because I deal with people and businesses on a weekly basis. So I'm able to share this information with you. Please do the same. Share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Share this with other business owners or consultants or people that you know. Don't keep the information for yourself. Don't forget to share, like, and comment. The question of the day is, which recovery do you think we're going to go through? Are we going to go through the V or the U, or are we going to go through the W? You can make an argument for all three. In the end, we don't know, but I'm curious what you all think. Which of those three letters do you think will go through the recovery? Thanks so much for watching. Please smash the like button if this helped you. You're going to get a lot of good content from me coming through in the weeks to come and the days to come. So appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you on the next video.